I do think that if Top did get the chance to stabilize a little bit, he would have been in a much better position, but now he is playing from down 0-1. Only one of these players can advance to tomorrow's round, so we have Top spawning in the bottom left as the blue Terran. In the top right, we have Inka as the red Protoss.
I wonder what Inka's going to do this game, whether he's going to go for very aggressive start. I probably doubt he'll go for another Stargate build. It might even swing that way that he'll go for a very passive, fast expansion play just to change his build up, especially how we were talking about how in a best of 3 it's just completely different to playing just one game in the group stages, because there's a lot more mental games, you know, back and forth between each other, and that's definitely going to play a factor in this series.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're a Top in this situation, or excuse me, if you're Inka in a best of 3, why not do some sort of goofy Void Ray Warp and Zealot to the high ground move? If it fails, you still have 2 more games, and your opponent is constantly panicked in the remaining games trying to scout for a Stargate. And if it wins, like it did, you know that your opponent is still going to be freaked out and have that additional pressure of being down 0-1.
And we are going to see the barracks being put down. Gateway also, and here comes the scout again after the gateway. Moving down, but I think the best play for him to do, like I was saying, is probably the fast expand build. We'll have to see. A lot of players do like to go for the 2 gateway into Robo and then expand after that. Obviously, again, the Robo is so important, especially because Banshees are being used so much recently. And without the Robo bait, you're in a world of trouble. You can't even scout the Terran player without one. And obviously, any forward Marauder plays, you need the Immortal from that to help deal with that also.
So it looks like both players finally scouting out the opponent. There now is the probe getting up into the main of Terran. Not going to do any harassment early with the probe. Just wants to check out exactly what's up. Looks like the orbital command is coming up. Marine en route. Again, it's very useful to be able to get a look at that second supply depot. Ordinarily, if you see it thrown down at that time, no fast 2 barracks play. So that does cut down a good amount of aggressive openings from Top.
And the second gas has been put down once again for Inka. Top does come in and sees this. Is he going to go for the tech lab though this time? I don't think he is. It looks like he may be going for a factory play.
Would not surprise me either way. Top very well versed with a variety of styles, but he does tend to always end up with big Marine Marauder mixes in the mid game, and there, as you were saying, is the factory going down in the main. Meanwhile, it looks like Inka has not yet elected to do anything, just going to be making the Zealot and then a Sentry. This is the exact same way we saw him open when he did go Void Rays in the group stages.
It's going to be interesting to see what he does go after, well, when he finally gets this SCV out. The SCV does leave now. We'll have to see how he plays this out. Tech Lab has been made on the barracks, and a Marauder once again is coming out. We'll have to see what he does with this factory, whether, well, I doubt he can go for a starport. It doesn't have enough gas after getting the Tech Lab and then the Marauder as well, so it'll probably be sticking just the factory.
You know, I really don't mind at all the very, actually one of the earliest openings that people started to do in this game was to just do Hellion Marauder pushes at the start while you teched up to starport. It looks, though, as though we're not going to see that at all from OGSTop. How disappointing, because the Hellion is such a great unit, and wow, look at this. Inka instead just going for a standard 4 warp gate opening. This is actually not something we see very frequently in this matchup.
No, I haven't seen it in a long time. Obviously, it used to be the standard, but here is the pylon being put down here, and he's going to be able to warp in all his units onto the gold, and I'm not sure if Top is going to scout this. He's looking down the bottom for any hidden pylons. Will he be able to see this, though? Because it's slightly out of range. Even if he does go around by the gold, he won't be able to see it, but he does see the pylon, see the probe be moved in and taken out.
And this is such good placement, being able to warp in on the high ground and still keep this pylon as protected as possible. And oh,
he does see it.
Oh, he did end up seeing it. Oh no, look at your mini-map. Look at your mini-map. Oh no, it looks like he is actually just pulling back. I can't tell if he's preparing to deal with some sort of 4 warp gate push. Oh yes, it looks like that's what he's doing. Couldn't tell if it was that or that he just forgot.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Inka, he actually warps in 4 Zealots first. I'm not sure if Top could see that. I wasn't looking at the view at that time, but he did get 4 Zealots in going around the back, and units are being thrown down, and another probe has been moved out from the mineral line. Is going to be looking to put a forward pylon so we can continue with this 4 gate pressure.
And there's the bunker now finishing at Top's entrance. He will be throwing some units into that momentarily, but I mean, with this cloaked Banshee coming up, unless somehow Inka gets detection soon, there is no way he's going to be able to win this game. There's a very nice force field, just denying any sort of scouting. Didn't want to let a single hint as to what was going on in the base. And in the meantime, the probe is gearing up to take an expansion, but again, with that half-finished cloak upgrade.
Yeah, this is actually such a great response by Top, knowing that seeing that pylon just told him what was going on. Why would you put a pylon there if you're not going to go for warp gates? So he knows that this is a warp gate build coming out, and he goes, all right, well, I'm just going to get a Banshee with cloak because you don't have a robo bay for an observer. So he's going to go into the main, and all he has to do really is just do a ton of damage and defend his front. That's why there are 2 bunkers out now. He will have a second Banshee en route, and here we go. The Banshee is in there, and it will have cloak pretty soon, and this is a lot of trouble for Inka.
Already, look at that queue up, creating a nice little spring circuit there, just picking those off one at a time. There's the chrono boost on all the gateways, trying to take them, trying to get the warp in as fast as possible, and there's the cloak. At this point, Inka knows he has to go all in. It looks like it might be another very fast game, and there are a bunch of units moving in for Protoss, walling off the bunker, so it cannot be repaired. But with the 2 bunkers and all the SCVs on the left side, it's going to be very difficult to be able to get picked off. And look at this, almost no probes left in the main of Inka.
Yeah, and this is pretty much GG. Top now, he's got 1 Banshee killing all the units here at the front as well. He can't really repair the bunker anymore, but I don't think that matters too much, as all these units are going to go down. All the probes are being forced to move around here, as you can see, but this is looking pretty good for Top to pull this back.
Looks like 2 very fast games in a row will end up bringing the series tied to 1-1. There's really not that much that OGSInka can do about this, but he's just not going to give up quite yet. First, he's going to try to get this observer out, try to use that detection, but already this single Banshee has 22 probe kills.
And it's going to get a couple more before it dies as well. Here it is. Is he going to get another? Yes, he does manage to get that. So 24 altogether. And we look at the unit counting station now. 24 SCVs compared to the 11 probes.
And at this point, OGSTop is going to transition into the usual Marine Marauder mix. Inka really not quite set on the best response at this point in time, but without any sort of concussive shell, actually without any of the upgrades for barracks units, we are going to see Terran being passive for a little bit longer.
Yeah, he is researching stim now. 1 Banshee is going to run out of cloak, though. He has to be careful not to lose this Banshee here. It is a little bit faster than the Stalker, so should be able to get away.
Does look like he's going to try to cut up north, and oh, it does manage to get taken out. That is a nice play by Inka, but again, there's another Banshee in the main, so it doesn't even really matter. Inka trying to do the runaround yet again with the probes, just does not want to give up, but still, this is just such an uphill battle.
Yeah, this is so painful, especially because he's been forced not to mine. He just hasn't got enough gas to get a second observer. Therefore, this Banshee could come in for free and get 7 more kills on the probe line. And not only is he just killing probes, he's forcing the probes from not mining at all, and he just calls
there's
GG.
the good game. And you know, that honestly is a little bit worse of a loss than just a usual 1 Banshee gets in with cloak. You know, you don't have the observer, you end up leaving. The way that that sort of loss feels is that you were trying really hard for an extended period of time to hang in there and just couldn't make anything happen. And that can be very draining when going into a final game on Metalopolis.
Yeah, like you said, it is going to be on Metalopolis. Quite a nice map for this matchup, I feel. Well, it's quite a nice map for any matchup. I'm just going to make you host.
Well, thank you. You're very kind,
You are
Dr. Paulo.
host. You are
That
host.
is
I
fantastic.
gave you my powers.
I will use them wisely to create a 1v1 game as much as people would love to see the 2 Koreans against Team Apollo Day 9. We will have them finish up this series.
Yeah, and this is going to be the last game between these 2 players. 1-1 so far. OGS players, Korean players, coming all the way here to DreamHack to play in this tournament. Unfortunately, did meet in the round of 16.
It looks like both these players are ready. Of course, Inka, who is on the little one's account, just said, I am not the little one, haha. So he is having a lot of fun in this tournament. Once again, this is the deciding match. Only one of these 2 tip-top Korean players will be advancing on to the quarterfinals. And if you would like that to be OGSTop, give a cheer for your Terran buddy.
And if you'd like to see Inka advance to the round of 8, make some noise for him.
Wow. There's Inka in the right position as the red Protoss, and he's not TLO, ha ha ha.
Ha ha, Day 9, ha ha ha.
And then in the north position, we do have OGSTop spawning as the blue Terran pieces, and with these positions already, I'm feeling concerned about Void Ray or Banshee Harass, both of which we've seen in this series.
Yeah, because of the spawning positions, the distance between air is just so short, especially if you put the production facility, you know, kind of in the clouds, in this little gas area, and then you can just fly over so easy and do a lot of damage. And a lot of players are using air. The first game we see Voirays take the win. The second game we see Banshees take the win. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the players does it again.
Yeah, the air units in StarCraft 2, well known for doing huge amounts of damage, far more so than the air units in Brood War. So both players making great use of that. And oh wow, a simulator after Pylon.
Wait, what?
That is so awesome. You know, this is a great way to get enough gas, for instance, to get a very quick mothership. But occasionally you'll do something funky like this if you're trying to do a very heavy sentry play. We saw Kiwikaki do something similar, where he used sentries to delay until he got Dark Templar, and you just need so much gas that you have to take your geyser this early on.
This is quite interesting. He has 3 in there now. He started off with 2 in gas. Now he has the full 3, and is starting gas so early. It's going to be interesting to see how he does do that. The mothership would be obviously interesting. It'd be pretty cool to see that out.
Interesting is a word that I use to describe the mothership. There's the refinery now finishing for Terran, sending those guys in immediately. There's the barracks almost completed, but again with Inka's base getting, I would even call it out of order, not in a bad way, but just in sort of an unexpected manner. We really want to see how he's going to follow this out, because again, he could be taking the second geyser relatively quickly to stockpile even more gas.
And the timing of it, the gateway is out. Does he sees it with the SCV. Does he realize that it was early? The gas?
No, I really would not suspect much of anything out of the ordinary. Whoa, looks like Terran wanted to do a gas steal, but of course, Inka, with the very early single gas, going to have both his gas geysers up very, very quickly.
Yeah, and we are going to see the factory being put down here on the edge of the Terran base. Top going for that, and I don't think this probe's going to get any information at all. Oh no, he's got to use the second Marine to kill that. Ooh, lets the probe live, actually. That should have died.
Oh, wow.
Does live, though.
That is a big blunder. Definitely want to be picking off that scouting worker if possible, like that. Fantastic. Very good. There's a big cheer from the crowd for killing that one worker. Yeah.
So we have a Stalker being chrono boosted, and then straight into the warp gate also. Still has a lot of gas.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very unorthodox position to be in as Protoss. Ordinarily, you would have almost no gas right when your cybernetics core finishes, as you would be getting that Stalker and the warp gate immediately. But again, when you get your gas after Pylon, you just have a little bit more freedom. There's the factory now coming up. Can do a little bit of a fast float, and it looks like getting this fast starport as well.
Robotics facility has been put down for Inka. Here, the sentry is out too, so there's going to be no information. Oh, actually, he's using the factory to land it here. I thought he was going to use it to scout, but no, he is going to land it and be able to build a couple of Hellions, and Inka will have no idea about this.
Oh, no, this is such a classic blunder on this map. You have to watch your backdoor gas. Really, this is, well, you know, the chutes, right? It's hard to see. You should definitely...
It's like cloud shoots gas.
You should definitely put something there to get vision, and it looks like we do see Top realizing how effective the Banshee Harass was in the last game. Going to go for that as well, and with that one Stalker at the front, we are going to see that Terran's going to be feeling very comfortable moving in. Will he end up attacking with the Hellion? Yes, he's going to dart in there right away. Going to try to do as much damage as he can. Such an unusual build from Inka, and he just has so few units.